This sister, I had the pleasure of meeting when I went to Dallas, man. We got 7 calls. They got to hold on because I have to bring this sister on here. I got to play something first that when TMZ tried to clown us about the nationality, about who we are, and said that this sister claimed that she was a Moor. Listen, let me put this out there for everybody, and I hope TMZ is listening. If it wasn't for the Moors, you would not be taking bath. You would not have a paved pavement. You would not have your cars, your material, any of these things if it wasn't for the Moors. So don't clown. And those brothers that was in TMZ, you better get your study on. If you want to talk to a real Moor, you should contact the Sabir Bey Show. Don't make a joke talking about we're going to contact Morgan Freeman. If Morgan Freeman is not proclaiming who he is, that's the wrong person to go to. Even though his name means Morgan Freeman. We understand the science. But if you want to talk to a Moor who knows, you contact the Sabir Bey Show, and we'll put you in contact with whoever you need to talk to about this situation, okay? But I want to play this piece before my sister Pilar comes on the line. Pilar, are you there? We have Pilar on the line?
Absolutely,
okay.
Sabir Bey, absolutely.
Peace. Hold on one second, Pilar. I have to play this for everybody because some people didn't even hear or saw this video, and it was funny because it was a clip that was done from TMZ, but somebody in Europe gave them the history behind who the Moors truly are. The world knows who we are, but the Negroes in America don't know who we are. Okay, so I want to play this skit real quick, and we're going to just get into the conversation and take some more phone calls. But I want you to, you know, say your piece because this is not the first time. This is just part 1. All right, so let's sit back and relax. I want y'all to sit back and listen very close how TMZ is just clowning all of us real quick.
Welcome, and you are watching More TV England, where we provide you the best in world news. So recently TMZ had a funny commentary about Moors.
Welcome to TMZ Moorish Empire, covering all things Moor since 711 AD. Like invading and horses and fighting the Christians, you know, Moor stuff. But wait, because for the first time in 500 years, breaking Moor news! Yes, the former reality star is now affiliated with the Moorish Divine and National Movement of the World, or Mindiminmu. But is all this just a stunt to get more money from Deion Sanders in their divorce?
It seems like all this is just a stunt to get more money from Deion Sanders in the divorce.
Right, because the judge was all, sorry, you have a prenup, and Pilar was like, no way, I want half of everything. And the judge was like, too bad, you're out of luck unless you're a Moor. And she was all, oh, well, I am now, conveniently. In fact, she changed her name to Pilar Biggers Sanders El-Dey. So what does all this mean? No, we're asking you because we have no idea. Anybody know any Moors?
Have we reached out to Morgan Freeman from Robin Hood?
Oh yeah, Azim. He was
Moorish.
He was a Moor. He's the most popular Moor.
He's the most famous. That's the most famous
Othello
Moor.
is the most famous Moor.
Guys, there's been a lot of famous Moors. Mandy, Dudley, Demi, Julianne, Mary Tyler, Roger, Jay, Shamar, Mother, and that's it. We don't have any Moor jokes. Get it? Thanks, Pilar Biggers Sanders El-Dey. Your bizarre plan probably won't work.
So, who are the Moors? The Moors are the original man and womb man of the planet. The first family of nations to give birth to all other nations. All throughout Europe, the Moors were revered for exposing Europe to things like art, medicine, alchemy, high science, law, etc. More TV is a new network that is kicking off 4th quarter 2015. This show is dedicated to bringing you real news from coast to coast. I'm Chris Scott and you're watching More TV.
Okay, now, let's get back into it. Now, did you see and hear what they just said? It was a joke with TMZ, and the Europeans in Europe know exactly. He said, we are the ones that gave life to civilization.
But how ignorant
It's
are they?
very ignorant. And this is why I have my sister Pilar on the line right now. We going to go in. We going in. Pilar, welcome to the Sabir Bey Show, the first time ever on this network. And we got a lot of people online, a lot of people that is listening right now. Listen.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Sabir, and everyone listening. I appreciate your time.
Yes.
I appreciate your platform, absolutely. You do a fabulous job, so I'm very humbled to be on here with you.
Give thanks. Give thanks. No, I'm humbled to have you on here because we need more people like you to actually be on here. We got somebody on the line that's in the background. We can clip them or put them on mute. Whoever it is in that background, could you put your phone on mute? Because I don't want nobody to interpret things differently here or say something different that we did not say. But I want, you know, in this video, Pilar?
Yes,
Is that your noise in the background? Or somebody else?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not mine.
Okay, I got you. I know you're a professional, but we good. But what struck me, and I want to thank Brother Cujo up in Canada and Canaan land for actually linking me with this sister, because it was disturbing. Then I went to Dallas and met the sister, and I'm like looking at all the stuff, and then the propaganda that TMZ put out there about this sister, talking about, and this is what is happening, the Moors are not subject to U.S. laws. She never said that. And we're not, let me clarify this for everybody. We're not sovereign. That's an oxymoron. We are Americans. We are the true sovereigns. We're not being something else, something that we joined into. So let's clarify that. And I hope a judge, an attorney, or anybody may be listening, and please come and challenge us on this topic, because we're here. If, again, you want to talk to real more, here we go. All right. But Pilar, welcome to the show. Let's get into this real quick. So, you know, there's a lot of questions people want to ask you, and again, we want to take it at the top. I want to know how and when did you bump into this information, because when you watch TMZ, they said, is it a stunt to get more money? Now, my take on it is, if you were married for over 10 years, you entitled to every goddamn thing. I don't care if it was 5 years. I'm just keeping it 100, you know. So I just want to know, and I actually have my brother Mel Jackson on the line also. I know you're familiar with his work also. He's from Soul Food, Deliverance from Eva, Temptations, all those types of things. Pretty boy. Yeah.
Hello, Brother Mel. How are you?
You ain't got to go that far.
Is he there? Okay.
He's there. He's right there.
Listen, man. You know, I think it's I think this issue is very timely, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it and how you see it. And I'm sure everybody else listening will too.
Yeah, but yes, Pilar. But could you go into that real quick on how you came into this information?
Okay. Well, let me address the question that you, or the statement actually that you just said about me becoming a Moor to get half of whatever. It's all mine anyway.
Yeah.
Understand who you are, because I do. You see, if the land is allodial, the land is my land. You know, along with being married for 15 years. I mean, come on. The land that the magistrate who unlawfully adjudicated the case, where he lives is my land. Okay, where he sits is my land. So if we're going to call it ace an ace, call it an ace, call it spade a spade, call it what it is. Now, as far as we were brought up, my mother and father brought us up with the morals and values that were taught in Moorish science and throughout history anyway. So it was only very natural and very right that when I did uncover the rest of my lineage, that it melted together and pieces of the puzzle were fit perfectly. It was indeed definitely during the divorce. I was looking for my family, and during the divorce process with the hearings and the court system, I found that the prosecuting attorney, Dion's attorney, became very, very upset, like irately upset. The magistrate was irately upset, and I couldn't figure out why every time I got up on the stand to say something, these people would threaten jail time. To force me to say what they wanted me to say, because I wasn't responding, or I wasn't answering them. I was simply responding how I normally would respond, and what I was taught to say, you know, being brought up. So going through the questionings and my responses, and mulling over those things through my head, and going over the Constitution and law and treaties, I, you know, overstudied this stuff, and then I couldn't figure out why in the world and how in the world could such criminality be taking place inside of this particular courtroom that I was forced into in the very beginning anyway. I was forced to get an attorney. Dion would not let me out of the marriage. His attorney wouldn't let me out. I couldn't leave. I couldn't get anything unless I had this attorney to get into this courthouse and go through these little crazy, unlawful steps.
Wow.
So en route to that, I'm, studying the Constitution. I'm going back and I'm learning the things that I should have known anyway. I'm looking at the treaties. I'm looking at international law. I'm looking at the rights of a child. I'm looking at the Declaration of Rights, the human rights, universal, unalienable rights that I know belong to me divinely. But I could not figure out why in the world is this magistrate up here denying all of my rights, depriving me of my children, depriving me, my children of their rights. I couldn't get it until I began to look deeper into more science, and I began to unfold the color of the authority and the colored offices, and deeper into world history, not just American history. And in that road, I was also simultaneously looking for my family. Okay, so in search of my family, I found us. And I found the missing pieces to my puzzle, to my lineage, to my heritage, and began to enact that inside of the courtroom, and they didn't like it at all.
Wow.
So I was threatened on a constant basis. I was extorted on a constant basis. I was harassed, and still today harassed on a constant basis. And I'm just the most unlawful criminal activity from Ray Wheelis, from Rick Robertson, from Deion Sanders, from these policy enforcers here, from these magistrates in Collin County. It is absolutely horrifically ridiculous. And they refuse to honor and respect nationality. They refuse to honor and respect the position and the power that we Moors truly and honorably have. They are committing absolute constitutional blasphemy here in Collin County, the 366th District Court. They are committing treason, human trafficking, genocide, kidnapping. They busted down my door, kidnapping my children on allodial property from indigenous people, okay, in which I have the right, every single right, to just do anything I want to now that you're on my property. But they so arrogantly walk through and walk over people's rights, people's homes, anything that belongs to you, your freedom, your liberties, your security, as if they are God.
But that's what terrorists do.
Not.
That's what terrorists do. And for those that is joining, we're listening to my sister Pilar El-Dey, actually Deion Sanders' ex-wife. Those that watch football, because I don't watch football, so I could care less anyway. But I know some of those dudes, because I think they hockey players half the time. I don't know, but I don't watch sports. But anyway, I want you to address this, and if anybody have a question or comment, you can give us a call at 323-473-3100. But I want you to address the issue with TMZ, because hopefully they're listening about it was a stunt to get more money. When I spoke with, I think it was Mel earlier, and I said, Mel, people, I think it was Mel, no, it was my brother Norris. We were speaking about how when people wake up, when it's time for them to wake up, and I said that just was her time to wake up. Because Noble Drew Ali said it will be the third and fourth generation coming with their eyes wide open. So he was talking about us from 1920 to now. So he also said he's going to make the European tell the truth. See what I'm saying? So it's not that she jumped over here because now she thinks she's going to get out of something. No, it's that time right now. It ain't no coincidence that Yasin Bey, formerly known as Mos Def, is a Bey, or Africa Bambaataa Bey is a Bey, or James Ingram the singer is a Bey. It's no coincidence that people know. I mean, that they're saying these things now, but it's more and more people are starting to come up and become conscious of who we are. We're home. The ignorance of TMZ. They need to get their group to do some more research and studying on this, or they need to come to the Sabir Bey Show. But can you speak on that, about what TMZ said about getting more? You wanted to, it's a stunt to get more money. I know it's old to you. Well, that's just me.
Right. The thing is, again, it's with TMZ, you have to understand they're doing what they and who they are. They're a gossip station. Okay, so everything is done in jest, regardless if it's true or not. It sells airtime for them. It sells shows. It puts people on the radio like we are talking about them right now. So it's doing what it was meant to do. Now, what they did do for me was make it publicized. So thank you. You know, however, you're not doing me a favor because I could do that myself.
Exactly.
I never gave an interview to TMZ. So any of the quotes that they ingest, proclaim, or declare on their show or in writing did not come from me. The papers that I have, all of my writs, and people do your homework on writs and the power of a writ and who it really belongs to, have been in the courts for quite some time. These magistrates out here masquerading as judges like Regulus and Carolyn Wright often either shred the writs or try to hide them and act as if they don't exist. But they're on a time schedule right now anyway. So sooner or later, just like Noble Drew Ali said, they're going to have to admit what's what. And
it's happening. It is happening.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So as far as TMZ's account goes, what they've done was they've made the Moorish divine empire even more public than we were in today's realm and to today's young stars out there. So I received a lot of some backlash, I would say, from those who didn't quite understand what was going on and the fact that all media isn't necessarily from your mouth. You know, everyone's quote did not come from me. But it did actually draw the attention of a lot of young stars who began to research what Moorish science is and who Moorish Americans are and who the Moors are and the history of the Moors. So on a positive note, this is what they added to. So they do know, TMZ does know, the owners of TMZ knows, the people in Hollywood, the producers and the directors and the writers, they do know, and they are very well educated as to who we are as the Moors. Again, it is the people who are being kept from knowledge, who are being kept out of those inner circles. It is the people who consider themselves colored or black or even African American who are being kept from true knowledge by either the I don't even know what you want to call them running Hollywood, the Zionists running Hollywood. I'm not sure.
The perpetrators,
or even the Boule, you know, because you have, and I'll have to deem them such. You have your dirty Moors or sleeping Moors or black or African American, whatever you want to call them, in Hollywood doing shows and producing networks and stuff like that. Who could care less about their brother or sister?